FOS TV is brought to you by the Lion's Den. The Den always has been and always will be about enjoying family and friends in an environment steeped in Happy Valley tradition. So come back to the Den, the perfect place to recall old memories while creating new ones.
You know, the first one with Mike, that's a tough one. As well as he's playing, as hard as he's worked, as good as he's gotten to be, it's a tough loss for our team.
You think it's really season? Word on how Lynn will be flowing, Lynn will be out?
No idea with Lynn. I don't know what they told Coach, but he was moving his extremities. He had burners down his arms, so I think that's a lot what Kyrie had from the bowl game. We'll have to wait and see on that one, but you know, been here a while and take your guy out on the board, it's tough.
Yeah, you've seen guys go through that, Tommy.
Yeah,
How stage in the heart.
Yeah. You know, it brings back some bad memories there, but I thought he was going to, but he was just breathing so heavy, I got nervous, you know, but I don't know if he was scared. I guess you would be too if they put you on a board and they wrapped you up and they cut your mask off. And, but we'll have to wait and see on that one.
What do those two guys mean to your defense?
You talk about some pretty good players there. You know, Dan's the heart and soul of that secondary. He's a 3-year starter. Does everything the right way, comes to practice every day. He's the one guy, he never gets hurt, but he did have his head down. He had the crown of his helmet down when he hit into the guy.
How do you deal with this as you're a coordinator, you've lost guys before, but how do you go forward with the rest of the team approaching those
I told
guys?
him, at the game, I followed him up. I said, let's get to work. There isn't much we can do about that. We'll talk about it after the game. If you're going to be a good football team, guys have got to step up.
It looked bad for Mauti right from the beginning. Did you know he was done? I mean,
I didn't know he was done. I thought he was going to be okay. I thought he got the wind knocked out him the way he started to get up, and he said, "Oh, Coach told me I got to stay down until we get a substitute in." And then I didn't know till Wayne came over and told me that it didn't look good with his ACL. It's the other knee.
You had all the injuries last year on defense.
Yeah.
How's the depth this year from going forward at this point?
Well, we're going to be in a similar situation. One of the things at linebacker we have done, guys have played different positions. We'll just have to adjust from there, and Nate's going to have to step up and take on that role.
But to have a Stupar there who has had a lot of experience.
Nate's played a lot of football for us, so Nate it looked like he did an awful good job today.
And you put the freshman kid in at.
Amos is in. Amos is going to be a good football player for us. He works hard. You get nervous. They do a lot of things on offense, a lot of checks and things going on, and Amos, that's going to be difficult for him. Dan's almost having him in there. It's like another safety. He gets all that stuff.
Will you stick with Amos though if Lynn's out for a while?
It just depends what type of offense we're seeing. Stefan can play both corners, so we would be able to make an adjustment there. Steph knows both sides. And we worked on that. We made him play both sides in the spring and the fall. So we've got a guy that has some experience playing over the run.
How much does this knock you back, kind of?
I don't have time to get knocked back. We've got to get going tomorrow and get started. And I'm not playing, so.
Coach, is Stupar now the guy the calls go through in the huddle?
Well, it depends who's in there. We work at practice and everybody calls the huddle. Everybody's responsible. It's a 7-up guy of knowing the signals. If we had to have Nick Suke go call the huddle, Nick could call the huddle. Everybody knows the signals.
Did you get a chance?
Except the down guys.
Did you get a chance to see Mauti at halftime?
I did not see Mauti since he left. I knew he was in the ambulance. I didn't have a chance to see him before he left.
You haven't talked to Lynn, right, at all?
No.
What do you do now? Do you go to the hospital?
Yeah, we'll find out where they're going, what's going on with them. I don't know if they're even in the hospital.
Well, they took D'Anton
I imagine they took him for observation. I don't know much more than that. Wayne was gone. Doc Ock was there.
When you lose two guys like that, does it take a lot away from you two for the game? It's kind of like
it does, but you don't have time you don't have time because you're coaching the other guys. It's the game. You owe them your full concentration, and you want to think about it, but you just can't. You got to get going, and now we have a chance to sit back and think about it and go from there.
How do you think the rest of your guys responded mentally in the game?
I thought they did okay. It's sometimes with these injuries, what's tough is you can deal with injuries where a guy's gone for a week or two, and he's coming back, and you can plug it up a little bit. But we're talking about for the year, we've got to rethink some of the things we were doing to best fit our personnel that's in the game, and not only for who's coming in, but now we've got to figure what can we do with that backup if he has to play. So we have to start thinking of all the odd things that could happen, and then maybe readjust our thinking on defense a little bit.
It's as early. Who moves behind Stupar then?
Not sure yet. We're really not sure yet how we're going to play that.
Do you have any
Whether we'll play more nickel now, less nickel, more, it depends on some third downs. Mauti gave us a guy who could play like a strong safety, so we could stay out of the nickel if we had to. And now not having him, it's just...
Does Chaz only know the one?
No, Chaz knows both sides.
Okay, so they brought him.
But Chaz has a bad shoulder. He's playing with a bad shoulder. It's strapped up. So, usually it's less contact at the open corner than the boundary corner. When you play the run, there's run support and the boundary's tougher. So, Chaz's tackles are different type tackles than D'Anton has.
Is it reasonable to think Dan's going to at least go this?
Yeah, I would like to think. I would like to think that. That's totally up to the docs what they feel comfortable with, and that's up to them.
We're going to see more Derek Thomas too, you think? Or?
Well, Derek will have a chance to play corner. Now with D'Anton gone, we'll make some adjustments there.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, guys.